So we're going to start by going to dafont.com. You can use any fonts from here as long as it's for personal use. I am going to handwritten, then I am typing a little message in there, just love Santa, so I can get an idea of what the font will look like for what I'm using it for. And there's so many different fonts to pick from. It took me forever to pick one, and you're actually going to see me change it a few times. But this is the first one that I went with right here. And then I'm just going to show you how to download it on your computer. So you just hit download. You actually need WinZip for this, but WinZip is free, so just go get it from Google. Then you select all the files and you extract to, and then I already made a thing on my desktop called Santa Font, so I'm extracting all the files to that folder. And then I'm closing out of that. I'm going to the folder, and then you want to click on this one right here. And you click install. And then it's installed, so you can just go in and open Word. And I've already written up my Santa letter because it is for my son for his first Christmas. I plan on doing this every year. But this is the time where you write your letter, you make it bigger, and then we're going to change the font. So you could just type the font in, but I couldn't remember the name, so I was scrolling until I saw it. And there's the font. And after looking at this, I decided it looks too fancy, so I went and tried another one. And again, I didn't like that one, so I changed it one more time. And this is the one I decided on. And now, just so it looks a bit more like a signature, I always like to take the Santa Claus at the bottom and I make it just like one size bigger than the rest of the font. And now if you want to get fancy, I'm just going to add a nice list stamp. So I'm typing that into Google and I am finding one that I like. And I found one that I liked, but it wasn't in the color I liked. So I'm going to be really extra, and you really don't need to do this, but I'm going to show you anyway. So I'm also just Googling red stamp texture because I'm going to apply that over the blue stamp. So you have to have PicMonkey for this. And first thing you want to do is remove the background so it's nice and transparent. And then you're going to add a texture. And you add your own texture, and then you can use that red stamp texture. Sometimes it's smaller, so I like to make it bigger so it covers the whole stamp. And then apply and save. Once you have that saved, you want to open it in Preview, copy it, and then you're going to open the Word document and paste it into Word. So you're just going to want to click on the image, and then you're going to want to place it in front of text so that you can move it freely around. I like to kind of tilt it a little so it looks more like a stamp. And that's all for the computer part of it. Now we're going to be moving on to the arts and crafts part. So you just want to print that off, and I'll tell you what's next. So for supplies, you're going to need 2 paintbrushes, a fat one and a skinny flat one, a hairdryer, and then I have this mix that I learned from Art Attack when I was like 6. It's just instant coffee and water mixed together. And then you're going to want to just start applying that all over with the fat paintbrush, and this is really hard to do with one hand, so I showed you as much as I could. And then flip it over, do the back side, and I actually found that I did this kind of dark, so I'm going to show you how to kind of make it lighter if you want. If you're going to be making more than one, usually I would suggest trying more than one. You can also just mix more water with the coffee and it just makes a lighter texture, and I actually show you that here soon too. I also like to dab it off with paper towel just so it doesn't take a million years to dry. And it also makes it even a little bit lighter and gives it kind of a cool old texture. Then when it's still wet, you want to take that flat paintbrush and just kind of push along the edges, and that gives it more of like an older vintage looking letter, or like a magical Santa Claus looking letter. That's how I see it in my eyes. Just go all the way along the edge. Like I said, make sure it's wet because this will not work if it's dry. And then we're just going to put it on high heat, and start drying this guy. And this is what it looks like dry. I just wanted to show you what it looks like as well when you use less coffee and more water. And when you use the hairdryer, it leaves the really cool crinkle texture. You could just like let it dry, but I prefer the crinkle texture. So this step technically isn't necessary because I know not everybody's going to have like a wax kit, but I got this from Amazon because I make these every single year for like my friends' kids and stuff. And I'm just melting some wax. As you can see, it comes with a couple different colors. I'm folding my paper how I want it, and then you can also kind of roll it up if you want. There's a bunch of different ways you can fold it. I'm going to be pouring the wax on, and I got the stamp in an S, obviously, for Santa. Also just showing you what it looks like if you wanted to sprinkle on a little bit of glitter. It just makes it even more magical. So this is the finished product. I did a couple different ones, so you can see there's like so many different ways you can do this and fold this and different colors you can use. I think a handwritten, hand-delivered letter from Santa adds a really extra magical element to Christmas morning. If you try this, I hope that you enjoyed making it, and I even more hope that your kids absolutely love their Santa letters on Christmas morning.